Good morning, dear families of this planet Earth, and thank you so much, dear teachers, students, parents, grandparents, helping us to type everything. Okay, here we have a few more updates for Desert Village and a few more. Thank you. All right, my friends. So now I'm gonna. I found this website, so I'm gonna just give some ideas. So we're gonna have our school. Our school will have panels painted. You know, we're gonna give a template to every single class. That is usually just the kindergarten, right? The little one's gonna share some classes, and then the older one's gonna share some classes, and the adult gonna share the cafeteria. So we're gonna have about 4 classes, right? 4 areas where they can have different classes. I think that's plenty because people inside, others are out. You know, they go to the pool while others are learning, so they're gonna learn how to swim and things like that. Okay, so we are going to have some panels. That's a good idea. We're gonna have doors also, everything painted in different colors, right? We are going to have rugs, bigger than that, a room rug, you know, maybe like 2 by 2, okay? So, and they have to be washed, of course, every semester. So we're going to have a clinic with some cabinets on the top for very few things, right? Okay. For the desert, mothers go home because it's right there, right? Mothers go home on the same day. They don't stay there, okay? They just go, maybe the nurse goes to that apartment just to check the baby and the mother, right? Next day, and then 2 days after, right? And then once a week. No. Then after the baby go to the clinic. So the nurse and the doctor go to the house instead of the mother coming, because, you know, to avoid mothers to go up the stairs, down the stairs, that's not needed, right? Make sense? Okay, so yeah, and they receive them at the living room, right? Gonna be a comfortable chair or a love couch for the mother to sit, and the baby gonna be at the mother's lap or something like that, just for that first a day after, you know. Even that's a Saturday, Sunday, we need a checkup a day after, just to have an idea things are okay, and then they go to regular schedule once a week, right? Until the baby is 2 months old. I think that's important. Every week, always on the same day, every Monday or every Tuesday, okay? From Monday to Friday. All right, very good. So our clinic gonna have the cabinets on the top, right, with keys. The sink gonna be a proper sink, a larger sink, you know. We're gonna have the patient here, the ultrasound for that very few desert villages. So gonna be something like that, you know, a basic structure, you know, but it's nothing concrete or very strong cement because not needed. Okay, our pantry gonna be all white like this, you know, in metal or wood, whichever they get the donation from, right? And the sugar and the salt for the hydration drink is separate, okay? So I think that's very good. We're also gonna have a long counter for people to put things, you know, so they have a share. So people, the pantry, gonna give the proper things for the kitchen couples to cook. The kitchen couples don't come to the pantry. It's another team because we have plenty of people to do plenty of different things, okay? And we are going to have a butchery, right? So they got a hunt, the airwares go, right? Because we are not doing sausage or anything like that, but we're gonna cut in small pieces, take the large bones out of it. You don't, you know, so you process the meat in these different locations. So we have the hunters, they bring the meat there, right? To start with, we don't have hunters. To start with, we're gonna start bringing things from the ocean, right? Mammals from the ocean, you know, and then I believe after 6 months we can start praying for the local animals, right? Because then we are more organized to carry them, to process them, you know, we have some shade, right? We don't want people in the middle of the desert, right? Cutting pieces of very large animals, right? So I think we give 6 months only things that already come more or less processed, right? From the ocean. So gonna come to ports or to airplanes and drop off at the location to complete, you know, whichever was not complete. And of course, every ship that can already send everything in plastic bags, you know, of course, those from far away need to already put in bags and freeze, right? And reusable boxes. The boxes go, come back, right? A strong plastic box that is stackable one on the top of the other, right? That makes sense, very easy. So that we're gonna do, okay? So maybe local small fisheries that can't do their items in bag, you know, I think that is reasonable to have a room, right? Clean counters, sinks, basic thing. All right, so we are going to have people visiting those locations and check and everything. And we're gonna have uniforms. We're gonna have different uniforms. This idea is very good. So for now, we are just until end of December, we're going to establish uniform for which place, okay? So they have little details here and there, but going to be easy for people to recognize which village is that, you know? So every line, like the same for the color of the plants, we're going to have different uniforms. So what we can do, for example, that county, it's yellow flowers. So the detail of the clothes gonna be yellow. Maybe it's on a pocket, maybe it's on a collar, okay? Maybe it's in a little tie, a small tie, just a 10 or 20 centimeters tie or something like that. Of course, for cold areas, right? So we're gonna see what we can do, you know, to have different uniforms. So dresses are forbidden for workers, for students. The only exception is for exactly seasonal festivals. First come, first serve. Only the best students can rent for very few points, you know, a little bit. All right, what else we have here? Okay, so after we stop taking things from the top, you know, exploding or get tractors going, you know, because the tractors can make a lane and keep taking out. As soon as we don't need that mineral anymore, right? Or those rocks to fill up valleys and other places. And of course, shape up everything that's not harmonious. So that's how it's gonna be, you know, can be even taller. As soon as the whole region don't need that mineral anymore, that's fine. Okay, so we're not going to have all these things covered up. Our thing is different, right? We're gonna have covered up the greenhouses, locations, but we're gonna, in the middle, gonna be open with the pool, right? And fun places. Okay, let's talk about planting. Our planting gonna be like that. That's the best picture I have to show how our planting gonna be. So we go around, right? We go around a little bit here, a little bit there, right? And we go until the best as possible. After that, the tractors go, come back, you know, aerating the soil, smoothing out, aerating the soil, smoothing out, right? Smooth out, I mean aerate. They keep aerating, mix with mulch. Okay, more mulch, more hay arrive. Whichever arrive, they have to keep mixing. Okay, so let's say this is square right here. It's a river there, but let's imagine this is square right here is our 5 square kilometers, right? Okay. All right, so here it is. The only thing that we are not going to have monoculture. We're gonna have permaculture way and biodiversity the best as possible, unless for the limit line. Okay, if we have a river, of course the river is already the limit line, an existing river, okay? And if they need any shape up or any to be protected from monsoons, whichever the water comes from, that's fine. So that's exactly, this is the best picture to show how our village is gonna be by mountains, okay? All right? So the only exception for the property line is if there is a river. But here it is. You're gonna work one way, another way, until what is possible, to reach all those little spaces. Makes sense, right? Okay. So, and also you see some mountains are larger, taller, and some are more shallow. That's what we want. So as soon as they're shaped up, they're harmonious, fine. We stop right there, okay, where it's convenient. Here, they could do a little bit more. You see here that is flat, so we're gonna use everything until really, really possible and make a road, right? For those tractors to go, come back, all right. Okay, so that's exactly how it is, if we imagine our 5 square kilometers. Let's see another picture. Okay, so let's say this is our 5 square kilometers. So we're gonna have, we already told you where the hotel walls are gonna be, right? The hotel property gonna be, and we're gonna plant everywhere, right? Okay, so for example, here's the river. So the mountain, you go all the way as possible. You stop right there, right? And for example, if we start planting on this area until we say we don't need that mineral anymore or that rocks to cover valley or to, place 100, 200, 400, 500 kilometers away, we're going to send. We put on those trucks going to send the delivery, right? They get to the limit at noon, they drop off and come back with empty trucks. Because we have different minerals in different places, yes, 500 kilometers go. I think it's reasonable up to 500 kilometers, no more. Shall we do that? So that's established. Up to 500 kilometers is fine. So the trucks go, the trucks come back. Okay, they drop off so they can come back on time to sleep at home. 6 o'clock sharp, they're home. They already entered their hotel door. They cannot be outside. Nobody can be outside the hotel door after 6 o'clock sharp. They have to enter before 6 o'clock sharp, okay? All right, and punch in their card. Okay, so here we have this area, right, that maybe already exists, maybe they don't. So we're gonna work on that, see what's the best plans. So maybe here, some places might be close to mixed water, brackish water, right? Some are clean rivers and some might be pure salt, right? Because we have some, Caspian Sea, we have some that are salt, right? Okay, the Dead Sea is pure salt, a lot of salt there, okay? So if they have, all right, we're gonna improve, okay? We're gonna introduce, so we take some here, some there, in a permaculture way, right? So a little round here, take out a little round there, and introduce new plants, taller or shorter. Okay, very good. So we got that done. Then we got the irrigation, dripping lines, all right? Okay, and then we have we start with the road, the road goes, the road come back, the railroad. So imagine this line, here's the railroad. So we're gonna plant trees on both sides. You see? Okay. And then we have other internal roads, right? That I said we're gonna do with carpet, closer to the carpet, everything's carpet. And after that we can, the tractor's gonna compact the soil, right? But everything close to the hotel gonna be real carpet of that color. That of course is not the plant color, so we see a difference, right? So gonna be the opposite. So for example, if the color of the plants will be one with the walls of the hotel, for example, and then the carpet gonna be another color. So we're gonna go over these details, okay? All right, so basically it's that, but remember, we are not doing monoculture as the picture, right? We're gonna do as I said before. So let's get Another picture. So, for example, this is our 5 square kilometers. The same thing, you go all the way until the mountain and go, come back, go, come back. Okay, more mulch arrive, go, come back, keep mixing, keep mixing. You know those trucks that drop off pebbles on people's driveway? They know how to do it, right? That they open up the trunk of the tractor slowly, right? And they give a layer as they walk, just a little bit falls all along the driveway. We're gonna use those drivers and those trucks for this mulch. They open a little bit, they open up the trunk, right? Their truck trunk. So they raise it, and they're gonna drop a little bit of mulch as they walk. Make sense? Great. All right. So if it's clean water, we can also use for pump and irrigation, right? It's already there, right? Okay. But we have to do water wells anyways for safety, right? Okay. So we can do places that have a clean water. We can do two water wells and 2 big pumps, you know. So we always have 4 things for each 5 kilometers to see how it goes. I think work well, right? Instead of having 4 pumps, because the water wells, we are sure that's clean, that is safe, nobody put anything, you know, from where the water is coming from, and those water is going to be tested. If it's clean and safe, people can swim and have fun. Otherwise, we're going to have the pool, because the pool is 100% safe. Make sense? We are not going in any river that might give parasites to people or might have harmful animals there, right? Of any type, okay? Or the mud is not safe, or they have stingrays, whichever it is. We're not getting any chance of. So for the first 2 years, nobody swim in rivers, nobody, because we're going to be checking the water, checking for animals. So we have little boats with nets, scraping the bottom a little bit here, a little bit there to see what they find. So for 2 years, everyone going to use only their own pool. You know, the pool going to be round, okay, with a type of metal, right, on the side. And then they compact well, more dirt, compact well, more dirt, compact well. All right, and then they put these huge liners all around. And the metal around already have here. Okay, so they have this pool, right? Okay, so they have the frame, above ground pool. That's what it is. It's above ground pool. Okay, something like that. They have a little stairs here to go, you know. They can't dive, but they can jump in the water, right? Like a little bit seated. They can jump in the water. Okay, or they have the holder here for the stairs, you know, the stairs inside as well, just a little bit, so they won't punch, hurt the liner on the bottom, just a little bit. Okay, and then that's how it is. We can have 2 pools, one for the little kids, right, learning how to swim, about a meter, and then we can have one that is deeper. So we can have 2 pools. Also elders learning how to swim. 1 meter is fine. And they can still do a lot of exercises, you know, under the water. Even that's 1 meter only. They can kick in the water, right? They put their arms on the pool and they kick. So that will be a lot of exercise the elders can do. They can bike ride in the water, pretend it's bike ride, you know, 1 leg up and down, and touch their thigh like this, you know. So they put 1 up and down, so they can, like, you know, jogging on a place, but inside the pool. That's another good exercise. What else? Oh, we are not doing foam. We are not doing the foam I said earlier. For elders in pools, we don't do foam. Foam will be at the beach on a future for elders that, or people that gonna be living now, for them to have fun. If they still, you know, the water is still rough, they didn't do the intercoastal, or they don't know much. They pass on a test, but of swimming, because that's the first criterion to get the phone. They have to swim, the basic, right? Level 1 swimming. But they're not experts yet, so they can have the phone, okay? All right, so we're gonna have 2 pools. Every desert village for sure will have 2 pools, okay? All right, very good. Now, so you put the whole liner. This metal here, you see this metal, you know, it's like protected. It's not thin and sharp. So the liner go all the way around this metal. You see? Like above ground pool. Okay. And this is for kids, for elders, and this is a little, maybe a meter and a half, right? A meter and a half. So that's the side, and 1 meter and a half, and this is 1 meter. Okay? So different teachers, different classes, you know, students gonna be attending and teaching. All right, let's see what else here. The other thing is that, let me show, so this example is good, right? So for 2 years, exactly, no swimming at any river of any type. People in charge of all villages just gonna take samples. They're gonna scrape the bottom, test the water, okay? All right? And that's how gonna be for all desert villages. All right, so now let's try here. Let's say this is our property of 5 kilometers. So you have mountains, you still have a lot of place to plant. You're just gonna do the best you can. Here, we could scrape a bit more and use a bit more. Maybe not, you know, maybe not. What they're not having here is these barriers that we talk about over and over. We can't live like that, open like that. We have to make those barriers. So it is like that, right? Is the slope. Mountain, slope, stairs, right? I think that's a simple way of saying. So 2 meters straight, 2 meters straight, 2 meters. I think about 2 meters, right? Okay, for the future, you know. So we are really organized with that. And 4 rivers, this is considered a big river already, you see? Not big, let's say medium, right? Medium river, okay? What we're going to do, we need to start planting a lot of trees right here, you know, to have during these 20 years, have a lot of root system, trees, bushes, shrubs, and flowers. Trees, bushes, shrubs, and flowers. In reality, go the other way around, right? We start with weeds and things, palms, okay? But a variety of things to start growing that environment. If the sun comes this way, we have to pay attention, so it's not going to be too much shade, okay? So that just makes sense. You know, we're gonna make a smaller county, or here after the mountain, keep going, 1 more piece. You know, whichever is how long is this mountain range, okay? But yes, will be considered. As soon as we test the water along the whole month, the water seems good, right? No toxins, nothing bad, and then we can, and if it's fish, of course, they can start fishing there, okay? So I think 2 years is too much. Let's do 2 years, no swimming. But 6 months they can start fishing if, you know, the testing, everything is good, right? In 6 months they can start fishing there, all right? If they don't have much fish, so they're gonna bring the water and make those fish ponds. Fish ponds gonna be like this, exactly the same, right? And if they need some cover on the side, they can put some covers with palm fronds, right? And some part they leave plain sun and fish to eat, right? Here and yeah. The other thing is that some fish, they come out only at night, right? It's easier to fish at night. Here in Florida, many fish companies, they work at night, you know, but we're not going to work at night. So that's why it's very important for every single desert village to have their own food fish, right? Their own chickens, everything we talked about. Even rabbits if needed, you know, because some places we're not after, I think maybe, after 1 year maybe. We are not praying for animals to come all the way from Congo to the Sahara, right? They're gonna stop right there at Congo highway. Makes sense, right? So we're not going to pray for them to go too far away. All right, so probably not going to be much food, much hunt at the Sahara. So we are going to have the rabbit little houses because people need meat. So they have chicken, meat, fish, plants, right? Okay, and the chicken itself. The chicken start to get old, they can eat. Let's see if we have any other different picture. Here it is. Let's go back this one. Yeah, that's more or less, that's what we're gonna have, you know. I don't know if they intend to plant more things here. You see this part have nothing and all this, but we can plant a bit more right there because oh, this is slope. You see this is slope here? You see this is slope from the mountain coming down. Gonna have those barriers, permaculture barriers, all right? So for sure this part is safe. I don't know if they kept this part in case come a monsoon. I don't know why they left like that. All right, our irrigation gonna be dripping irrigation, right? We're not going to have irrigation up high because that's not needed. We're gonna have irrigation on the ground, okay? You know those garden beds that the water run in between? Okay, so we can have that in places that have a big river like that. That's fine, we can use it. And the other one, we have the proper dripping hose, you know, every 40 centimeters or so, right? 30, a foot, about a foot, every 28 centimeters a new plant. You know, we call, here in the United States, we call the foot planting. So the foot planting, it's like that. So you have a foot, right? A square foot, all right? All right, so you have the square foot. So some plants is just 1 per square foot. Some other is 2, okay? And then 1 again. And then another type is 2, you see? But it's a base for people to know how many to plant according to what they are, because some grow a lot and some grow little, right? Okay, but that's a very good way of measuring. And our foot gonna be 28 centimeters. You know, almost a foot as used now, but everything needs to be metric. So our foot will be 28 centimeters right here, all right? Very good, that's what our foot. When we say square foot, that's what it means, a square, 28 centimeters square. All right, very good. Let's see what else here. So we are going to have greenhouses afterwards like this, you know, but on the future they will be more protected, okay, more protected because people adjust it with the weather, right? Because some places we have to see, we have mild weather, everything's perfect, right? Not perfect, but considerable easier than other places. Other places going to be snow, the heater need to be on, and some place going to be burning hot. The air conditioning need to be on. So we're going to have small structures, not monoculture, and closed all the sides with plastic, right? Plastic on the top, plastic on the sides, okay? Different colors, right? Different colors, and they see on or the heater on. And to start with, we're going to put everything on those doors, you know, in counters, right? In counters, whichever counter we have. Why? Because it's easy to monitor. We are sure that inside that hotel property have no snakes, no scorpions. People are getting adjusted to the weather, and then we can have bigger places like that. All right? The other thing, it's for our water, you know. So we said that water can be in railroad, right? Yeah, the ones that are already, places that already have railroad, we're gonna use railroad. Places that do not, we are going to do regular dirt roads, okay? Because they're easy to shape up. You know, the compactor can keep going, coming back, keep going, coming back, right? If comes the wind, it's good as well, right? And if it's snowfall, they also have trucks that clean snowfalls on places they have them. This is very good, you know, so we can have trucks, water trucks, like fire trucks, water. We can have tractors, we can have railroad trailers, watering, a variety of things, and that irrigation system, right? That goes, how much it goes? 1 kilometer. Remember we talked about that? So like that. 1 kilometer diameter here, another 1 kilometer here, another one here, another one here. Okay, so they're very good, you know. So it's 1, so here's 2 kilometers, and then what comes? The hotel property. What they plant here? 1 kilometer. They plant the food. So here's the food, here's the hotel, here's the main gate, right? Oh, sorry, here's the main gate. Right, that's someone else. And here another irrigation of that, and here another one, right? Okay, all right. Now let's say very quick words about the first families. Remember I told you 4 families. So it's 4 families up to 4 weeks. I think that's reasonable. That's plenty, because we don't need too many families just checking teams coming in and out. 4 is plenty, okay? So they're gonna be both sides. As soon as the property is made, you know, that is really good, okay? And they already have those other coming, you know, on those weeks. We don't need 10 families. They're just checking. Okay, so come one team, they leave. Come another team, they leave. And they also, these 4 families, who they have? They have the parents, grandparents, and teens 15 years old and older, right? They need to pass, of course, that first English level and their first level 1 English and level 1 organization. They know the basic. They have their YouTube account. That's another requirement. And they have the records book. They're very basic, right? Okay, so they can be one of these 4 families. So of course, they're going to have more points than anybody else. They're there in the middle of nowhere, cold, heat, whichever it is, they sign up, they got it. And their family members gonna come soon after, because we want families and friends to be at those places, you know. It can be up to a 4th, right? Up to a 4th. Here, up to a 4th. So we get 25 families. Let's put 28 families, you know, about that, right? So about 28 families. You can get your own family, own friends, up to 28. You need variety of people, of course, different races, different. Can't be too many family or too many family, because we need people to have different genetics, right? White with black and everything different. But anyways, so the first 4 families come, and their friends, their family are coming soon after. So 4 families up to 4 weeks. I think that's very easy to memorize, and the basic gonna be quite advanced in 4 weeks. So these 4 families gonna be checking and helping, you know, anything that's needed. Videos, report, videos, sign in, sign out, videos, report for every team that's gonna come where? Here, at this hotel village, right, with the apartment, plumbing, electrician, internet, water, sewage, everything, right, as asked. And also very few teams, painting here, painting there, putting the number, you know, making the railroad station, right, making here the, or dirt road, right, whichever they have, right. If they already have railroad, keep railroad. If they don't have, we're going to make dirt road. All right? Okay, very good. The other thing, you see the limit line? The 5 kilometers. So everything is square. okay? Everything is square, unless it's a river, right, or a big mountain range. So, for example, if it's a big mountain range right here, okay, we stop right there, but we do this part, you understand? You see, if we have a big mountain here, I'm saying, all right, you see the leftover? Yeah, we do it. It's part of the map to do every single thing, okay? All right, very good. So we also have people, if we don't have mountain range, you have the posts, right? The pillars in concrete with a flag on the top, right? No, not flag on the top. We're gonna do this type. They have a print plastic. Here's one color, here's another color, and here's a very strong pillar, timber, maybe 2 or 4 timbers together, just for you to have an idea. Maybe a timber that is, let me think here, about 20 by 20, okay, paint in bright color, okay? So here's the information for this, and here's the information for the other. At all squares, with their number, code, everything, right? Okay, so we have teams. So teams go, they finish, they keep going. So that is why I thought that is better for us to do trucks, you know, and pickup trucks, you know, because for those signs, you know, they already know which ones, what to put. Okay, they're going to stay there about what? They put the pillars, they hang the sign, leave. Next, pillar, sign, leave. You know, so these 4 families need to check. They are here with them. They are here with them. You see? They are here with them, here with them. Always you're going to start from the main road going 1, 2, 3, 4. So they already know, oh, let's do this, let's do that. No, it's all you have to do anyways, right? And it's good people move around, okay? And they also have bright colors, bright uniforms, you know, that have a proper name, huge names on the back. Their names and code gonna be 10 centimeters for the uppercase, and let's do 5 centimeters for the lowercase. So they have their last name, right, their code, you know, that match the truck, and they're gonna keep going. So which one is the villages they're gonna do first? Every 10, right? Every 10. Oh, no, the very first is every 20. So number 1, 20, 40, 60, right? On that route, okay? On that route. Maybe the route change over here. Okay, so those are the very first. When they all complete, and then they go every 10. You know, the 10, they're going to do the 30, they're going to do the 50. All right, make sense? Okay, so when they finish their entire route, they're going to start doing the other ones for everything. Okay, for everything. All those teams, because they already have all their material on their truck, you know, they already do. And then in 4 weeks, we have the basic, more people going to be living there, right? More people going to be living. And when those teams arrive, they're going to be helping more or prepare the area ahead of time. You know, for example, they drop off a truck. Okay, so what's the assignment? Assignment is to flatten up all this area. Oh, always 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so here's one. Let me get another marker so you see really well what we're doing. Okay, so here, right, everywhere is possible. We're going to do exactly like that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, because we always go this way. Remember? Towards the right and north, right? Okay, so that's how we're going to do it, with exception of Asia. I'm going to talk in a minute. But for all other deserts, we are going to make our lines, right? Our lines are like this, right? Only Asia is different. But this pattern is for all other deserts, United States, Atacama, Sahara, and all deserts in Africa and Australia. Make sense? Very easy to remember. Okay, so here it is, the hotel property line with a gate. All right, very good. And here's the main road with what? A station, a proper station there with a roof, a mini station. I think we can do maybe 5 by 5, right? 2 benches on a side, and in the middle is proper concrete. All is clean and neat, not carpet, concrete, painted. All those stations gonna be painted as well, you know? Okay, on the side, you know, I think we can have a piece of wood painted, or a metal, right? Or a metal door. No, door, no. Yeah, half door, that will work. That's painted. We are not using signs, because signs, they can be taken out. We're gonna paint everything straight to the structure, okay? So what else we need here? So this, let's talk a little bit about this station. So it's a station, you know. If it's train, train is station. If it's a truck, truck station, right? Or we're just gonna call delivery pickup station, but we give the name after. But it's a station, right? We sit there. Okay, gonna be like that. Gonna be 5 by 5. So we have 1 bench here, 1 bench here, and the center is free to pick up things, drop off, right? And what else we have? We have the sign. It's a 1 by 1 above ground. The best will be, here's cover, right? They have a roof. They have a roof, it's covered, okay? In the same way we said before. You put first the plastic, and then you put, why the plastic? First, to make sure there's no snakes, nothing there hidden on the roof. That's why we're not using only palm fronds. It's not for the rain. Nobody gonna be there in the rain. Rain is at night. We already decide that. So let me be clear. Rain start at 8 o'clock, and 4 o'clock, people that get up gonna already start praying for that rain to stop, okay? So 8 or 10, because some places people are studying, walking around. Okay, let's establish, take the 8 out. 10 to 4 is the rain time. We're gonna make it happen. 10 to 4, you know, so we have the team that takes, you know, maybe 20, 40 minutes praying to rain. All right, and you keep the clouds right there. When you bring the clouds, start raining, and then you can go sleep. And we have another people, other couples, getting up at 4 to ready, 4 or 5, right? 4 or 5, because they can get up at 4, make love, and then 5 they start working. So 5, they pray for the rain to stop. They can do it in 20 minutes, they can stop the rain. All right? Now, the other thing we're going to learn is how to keep clouds above when it's too hot. You keep clouds there, but not muggy and damp, you know, when it's, you know, no fresh air there, but a little bit. So you need high clouds, you know, to stop the heat a little bit, right? So how are we going to do that? With prayers, the same way during the day. So these people, 5 o'clock praying, they're going to ask for the rain to stop. But they're going to keep the clouds there with prayers. They keep the cloud at that location just on summers for sure. On summers, because it's too hot. You know, like Sahara is burning, burning hot. Imagine United States that we have some patches of green is burning hot. Imagine Sahara, how hot it is. Okay? So you keep the clouds there. The other thing we're going to learn, it's, you know, that some lines gonna be constant rain, right? Like the Amazon rainforest, they work fine, okay? On summer rain more, and winter don't rain too much, right? They need, some plants need the drought, the dry season, right? For them to produce the fruits, right? It's okay. So some lines, some lines gonna be with this drought, and some are gonna be for other plants. So we're gonna tell you how we're gonna do that, right? Okay? With drought, without drought. No, we just do We keep the clouds on summer. All right, that's decided. We keep when we want. You know, we have to start practicing maybe twice a week. So let's do Tuesday and Thursday. Shall we do? All right, so I decided. You keep the clouds. You stop the rain, but you keep the clouds. You keep the clouds for shade every Tuesday and Friday. Is a good practice. Okay? All right, so it will be easier because people need to learn how this prayer works. So only 2 times a week is a good time. And only on summer months, right? 4 months of the year. So people don't have to keep praying the whole year, just that because it's the most needed. All right, so people will practice, you know, don't get crazy because they have to pray for the hunt, they have to pray for the fish, they have to pray for themselves to be healthy. Okay, very good. So that's decided. They stop the rain. These couples, 5 o'clock praying, they stop the rain and they keep the clouds right there. Okay, all right. And I think we can choose one more. You know, let's do summer and spring or fall, because summer already rain, right? But we are not doing 3, we're just gonna do 2. So let's do summer and spring or summer and fall. Shall we do that? Okay, all right. We're gonna decide what's better for each desert. We're gonna let you know, or if we're gonna do in rows, right? Okay, all right, this is good. The other thing, of course, people gonna rain for soft rain. No storms, no lightning, you know, so all the clouds gonna go clockwise for all deserts. So we're gonna tell you who is here in the middle, how they're gonna do it. But everyone else, they already know it's clockwise. And then here you just make a small circle at the center, okay? What is the real center? N'Djamena. So N'Djamena is the real center there. N'Djamena is the Sahel line. We're gonna let you know afterwards where's the real center. You just make a little small circle and people more outside make a larger circle. Okay, so that's the pattern. So start with the flag right here. Let's go back here. So start with the flag. They're right there. Comes the team on this pickup truck. All right, they install the post, the flags. The post, 1, 2, 3, 4. Done. It's always people with them. Bye-bye. They sign in when they arrive. They sign out. Where they gonna sign in and sign out? Right here, the gate. Because that's what start counting. We're not having paperwork at this station, right? We're not having paperwork there. Oh, we can have a counter, you know, to put a little document or something, right? Clipboard, right? We can have a small counter, okay? But we're not keeping real documents there, okay? All right, very good. So this place is open, so the fresh air come in, come out, okay? And they're looking each other, so people sitting here, you know, look for trains coming from that way. People sitting here, they look trains coming from that way, right? They always arrive 5 minutes ahead of time. You know, so they're always on time, already waiting for the delivery. What they're gonna bring? Carts, you know, bigger carts, smaller carts, deep carts, and flat carts. You know, those flat carts, like they have Home Depot, Lowe's, right? They put larger box, so they're flat. And, you know, so that's what they bring. They already know, they have with them this clipboard, you know, they already know who gonna come, who gonna pick up, what time it is. People gonna have everything scheduled, all right? So they help these people from this pickup truck, right? This is gonna be more for the, it's the main road. The main road will be called highway. Okay, but the pickup, they wait for them only if it's a railroad, or bus, you know, if they're gonna get a bus. But for everything else, the pickup truck dropping off different things, you know, or the truck, electricity, plumbing, they come here until the gate. So you remember I told you here's the helicopter square, 20 by 20. Okay, this side we also have 20 by 20. Makes sense? Okay, because but this other side can be carpet. That's fine. No carpet. Let me think. I know what can be compacted dirt. All right, compact dirt, because we don't want to put carpet and then a truck comes or a pickup truck comes. We don't want them to drop spiders or drop cockroaches, whichever, right? It needs to be clear, right? Needs to be clear. People inspecting gonna inspect their cards, look under, they didn't drop anything. They have to inspect everything. They don't park their cars on top of carpets, okay? All right, so we can start putting carpets at other locations inside, right? Whichever it is, just to be easy to walk, that's fine. Some, and also they give good color for the drones to be taking pictures, filming, not taking pictures, filming. Every place gonna have their drone, you know. So the drone is not only the security couple gonna be looking the drone. Every couple, part of the 10 department directors will be doing what? They will be doing looking the drone, right? And posting proper videos. Oh, look, this week we hear the department director of education are going to give a tour on what our students are doing. And they go, all right, now let's get a quick tour all around. And they do a closing all around. Oh, hi, this week we're going to do is here, you know, or this day, not this week. This day we're doing here, and we are the department director of native plants. All right, let's get the tour. Let's tell what our students are planting. And then what they do a closing with everything. Okay, all is the beginning, mid, and end. All right? Okay, and then as pass, right, always in the pattern clockwise, always clockwise, okay? So if their main work is here, for example, for natives, or if this tree is here, or this tree is limit line, okay? So they go clockwise, all right? I think that's the best. Okay, very good. So this station is still important even for dirt roads. Why? Because comes a truck, they have a number right there, right? They have a 1 meter above ground sign saying who they are. Okay, so I think the best is to have this sign right on the back of the benches, here and here. So any truck coming this way or railroad or from either way, they already know. It's just 1 meter above ground, you know, and it's always 2 couples there, okay? It's always 2 couples. By the way, it's also forbidden to put the shoulders on the wall or feet, you know, or doors. We use the knobs, okay? That's very important. So, you know, we start practicing, because one day when we have a real buildings, you know, we already have this practice adjusted, right? So we already know how to do it. Okay, let's see what else we need to talk about. So every little station, right? If it's railroad, they're gonna call railroad station. If it's a highway, they're going to call bus stop, maybe. Drop-off station. Highway. Village stop. We're gonna figure out, okay? We're gonna figure out. All right, because when, you know, the train, sometimes the train or the bus or the truck, they don't go to stop everywhere. They're gonna stop and drop off, you know, that container or that cart, and they keep going, so they reach most as possible, right? Okay, and I think that's still very reasonable. In the morning, everyone goes. in the afternoon, everyone comes back, at least until June 2024. Okay, because we are going to make 2 lanes, but that's a very good way for us to make sure these dirt roads have space for 2 cars to go come back, right? So until 6 months, that's the pattern. They can even drop off when they reach that limit of their lunch time. They don't keep driving. They stop right there, they come back and they exchange trucks right there, So that truck that still have rocks or food or, dry food or something, they also go back to their own houses, right? Their own home, okay? All right? So until end of June 2024, everyone goes in the morning and come back in the afternoon. They have to stop for lunch. We're going to say 1 or 2 hours for lunch. 1 hour, I think, is reasonable. That's enough, 1 hour. Okay? And countries that change hours, because of their limit line, and then will be 2 hours, I think. Okay, so we're never gonna have a crash, and we have 6 months to check the roads, make sure they're large enough for 2 trucks to pass each other. Because some gonna be by mountains, right, to start with, until we have other roads on the bottom of the mountains. Forbidden to have mountains on the mountains on the mountains, just for tractors clearing those spaces for this stair. Where's the stair? The stair? I don't know where I drew the stair. The mountain slopes, right? The ladder. Permaculture, I did too much here, but you understand what I mean. Okay, so the tractors can go around the mountains, taking rocks, and making those patches with help of people walking and building and putting rocks on the sides, right? All these things, making frames. They can even pour. So, for example, if they make walls with rocks, right? Okay, they can pour. They have a barrier here, like a plywood, and then they put some, drop off the liquid, the liquidy cement or concrete. That they can do, So they start like that. Put some rocks on the bottom, just a little bit, right? Such as 1/2 meter, okay? All right. And then they come with a stick and tap, tap, tap. So the liquidy concrete or cement gonna fill up the holes, right? Okay. All right. And then they put some more other rocks, okay? And then they pour the liquidy cement the same way, right? They tap, tap, tap with a stick, a wooden long stick. So make sure they're well adjusted. All right, as soon as they got everything good, straight, right? And then they slowly slide, sideways the plywood. So they can use the next patch. So this plywood might be 2 meters, 2 by 2, for example, right? That is reasonable, okay? So the square gonna be like that. So let's pretend this is the square, okay? The plywood I'm talking about that they use for both of these sides gonna be like that, right? Stuck in like that, okay? All right, so they have holes here. You see, they have holes. Okay, so they have a hole here, a round hole here, properly cut, a round hole here, and sanded. So they have 2 holes on this plywood. Very good. All right, they have a rope tight, so they can hold like a bag, so a small rope here, small rope there. Okay, all right. And people start, if they need, the tractors, can help sliding up. So they're gonna make movements like that, sliding up. They can't just slide up like that, because we want the concrete or cement also, while it's still liquidy, getting the hole that the plywood was taken out. So they have to do a little slower and take just a few minutes, All right, okay? So when they go up, of course, they can't do with their hands anymore. What are they going to do? They are going to have um, a, a, a stick, right? And hold that rope. The top of the rope have something like that, like a metal something. Okay, so they can do it, All right, this guy first, and then this guy, and then this guy, and this guy. See, gonna do like that. Tum, tum, a little bit, and then you take out entirely. Very good, right? Okay, so we're gonna have, and we have many teams doing the same exact thing at the same time, Okay, so let's say we have 10 teams, 10 couples doing them. All right, husband, wife works, and then another plywood couple, wife, and then we have 20 plywoods, right? One for one side, one for the other side, okay? So you start doing them. And then after the whole patch, maybe 10, 20 meters, right? And then you have a flat. You don't make all the way because you still have people on both sides of this wall, right? This wall will be flat, will be like this afterwards. It will be a proper stairs, But they make this wall here, and then they're gonna cover up, leave a little bit showing, right? They always leave a little bit up, I think a half meter, right? A half meter above ground. All right, and then they straight up. They make more straight up. Can be the same team in different days or other team. One team only do the concrete, like I just showed you, with this plywood. And other teams just flatten this up. As soon as this barrier, they flat this up. Okay? All right. So it's everything ready. Okay? So as soon as they get the irrigation, they ready because, with this, maybe they don't have too much irrigation yet. We just have one hose to mix that concrete or that cement, right? Okay. So they have other teams already planting. As soon as they get the irrigation, they start already planting. Planting what? What's established for that area with the most root system as possible. The ones that really grab. Small, but the root system to hold that together and for the water to go back to the aquifers. That's our main objective, is to stop erosion and have the water using the roots of all these shrubs, whichever it is, going down. Okay? All right, very good. So what we need the most? Plants with good root system, okay? So root system that goes down, not the root system that goes shallow. We cannot have plants with good root system that are shallow because we don't want them to break this wall we just made. We want trees that go down, okay? They really go down. All right, very good, okay? So in all the details, it's obvious, to bring buckets of cement or concrete, so they can make that like a zip line, right? On the top of the mountain, a little higher than this, right? Going all the way. So the rope come back, right? And they attach those buckets, with concrete, very slowly, okay? This one need to be very well, maybe 2 meters deep, right? So they're sure never gonna have a problem. They just bring a few buckets at a time, right? Okay, and they keep sanding, all right? And keep putting the rocks, put those buckets. Rocks, put those buckets. The rocks the same way. The rocks maybe is better with the tractors if they can reach, or also small ones like maybe some places we can already do bricks, cement bricks, okay? All right, my friends, here we are. Here's Goiana Ferreira from Florida. Okay, how you doing? Really great. It's raining. Look, 8:50 at night. Today's June 1st, 2023. I went for a walk and jog and now it's already nighttime. Okay? That's my neighbors there. All right, here we are. That's my number. If you want to call me because not many people call me nowadays. It's amazing. No friends, no neighbors, nobody call me. You see? But anyways, we are ready for an awesome summer camp. Come on. I want to know, I applied for so many Waldorf schools, nobody replies. So I don't know if people just delete my emails or if people delete the answer that they sent me. But I applied last year for so many summer camps. You don't believe how many. Nobody replied. I think maybe 2 of them replied saying they don't want. Oh, one of them said they want, but it was something that we couldn't work to make it happen. Anyways, all right, here we are, June 1st. We need an awesome place in this planet Earth to offer a great summer camp and the students to help us to type everything, okay? So just invite us so we can go. Hopefully we'll be in Brazil, United States, because that's easier, right? We don't need to do get visas and all these things that's still needed for many places. All right, my friends, here we are. Let's get our plywood ready, and these need to be properly sanded, so when they slide, won't cut the rope too soon. They will last for many, many months, okay? All right, and everything is obvious, right? So, of course, you're going to start with the bottom layers. Establish them, and then next. And then establish them, complete next, right? And you keep doing around the mountain, right? You do around the mountain. 1, do around the mountain. 2, okay? Everything proper. Then you jump some space. You're going to do it. Where's the worst? You do entirely. But then, where's not worse anymore, you jump a little place, right? A little, you let it go, right? So you're gonna do where the rainfall or the snowfall, melting, is the worst location. You just evaluate, okay? All right, my friends, quick review. Here it is. Everything there, everything here. For the rain, keep clouds twice a week. What else we're going to learn? To rain is only 10 p.m. to 5 a.m., no more. Okay, every single day, the whole summer, and those fruits that need drought, and then we're going to figure out. But let's do 2 seasons. It's every single day, okay, because we need this soil to have humus and bacteria and start breaking down that wood. We need a lot of rain. Okay, so maybe 6 months of the year we make it rain, or we can have a space, right? We're gonna let you know after, but summer, of course, for sure, because that's the easiest, less prayers, right? And one more, will be spring or fall. Okay, autumn, that's the right word to use. Okay, my friends, so quick review from yesterday, what it is. Everywhere that we already have railroad or highways, we just use, and everywhere there is an airport, you just make a straight road, dirt road. And of course, if it's a mountain range, you go around and you go straight again. Okay? Very good, my friends. Here we are. And what else? We do the planting around mountain ranges the best we can. It's just here, doesn't show, but we have to do the mountain slope stairs that I just talked about right here. Okay? Very good. So we are safe for future millennials, and it's forbidden to do monoculture, and we're doing really great. We see you soon. Thank you for participation. Thank you. Right, let's get ready. All right, this is forbidden, to have water too close, two water tanks too close to the mountain without protection, without this slope retention, right, steps it's forbidden because not safe. We don't want things that are not safe. We need to do everything that's safe, you know, because these mountains is not real rocks. You know, they're kind of a rock, but they're not 100% strong rocks. You know, it's a kind of thing. Otherwise, they wouldn't be doing all this agriculture here. Okay, so we have to be safe for everything we do. Okay, all right. And where we stop to take mountains out when we don't need them anymore. Okay, all right. And we also can keep some plant on the top of them, but that is a second step. First, we're gonna plant on what's flat and keep taking the mountains, the minerals we need, right? Okay, that's the first step. After, we're gonna start planting everywhere here. You know, we're not going to leave mountains like that barefoot. Maybe on, you know, after, but as soon as we have some place for people to stay, you know, we keep going, all right? And we're gonna keep planting. How are we gonna do it? Okay, let's talk about that now, right? Okay, I need another piece of paper, but in a few words, here's a mountain. You see one here? Let's talk about this because this is better formed, easier to see. All right, let's talk about this. So you already plant, your hotel property is ready, you already have your, you know, start planting the food in front of the hotel property. Okay, everything established, you already have pool, you have water, everything established, everybody is good, doing good. All right, then you're gonna start. How are you gonna start? First, you're gonna choose a line. So for example, the hose, the dripping hose come this way, go all the way onto the other side. Or you just do a water well on the top here, the mountain, and gonna drip one hose going down, another hose going down. Okay? All right. So you're gonna make the proper a hole, right? A hole with good matter, maybe 2x2 hole, right? So you have really good matter, and every 10 meters you're gonna plant palm, something that's good for that soil, right? If it's palm, it's the best. Okay, palms. All right. You always put like a Eureka palm with a tall palm, because then the Eureka palm gonna protect that bark from the worst sun, you know? So you put them together. You put a shrub or a palm beside taller palms, okay? So that bark is protected right there. We are going to paint all this bark. Oh, the other improvement, we're not going to cover barks with fabric. We are not. We're going to paint them, you know, and probably in white, because then we are sure there's no snakes, no spiders, no ants. Some ants. I got ant bites in Amazon that hurt for about 10 days, sting for 10 days. They're tiny, they live under leaves. People that don't know, we have to be careful in places we don't know and learn, take proper classes for safety. Everyone's gonna have their proper classes before they go there. So the first 4 families for each village, right? They're gonna have their training first, and their family, their friends, gonna be at the supporting city taking these classes. And the test, swimming test, computer test, you know, so they already arrived, they're already in the region for those 4 weeks and preparing themselves. And it's up to 4 weeks. As soon as the first ones, you know, it's everything points. Quicker they pass the test, right? Quicker they go, right? Okay, very good. Okay, so here you're gonna figure out what's better. You know, so I believe that make a water well here on the top of the mountain is the best. Why? Because that water well gonna stay there for a few decades. You make it really well, 1 or 2 kilometers down. Here's not too far, because if the river is here, you know that's not too far. But let's say if it's needed, do it 1 or 2 kilometers, up to 2 kilometers authorized. Do it down. All the way here. All right. So you get just 2 hoses, right? Going down, you plant them really well, you care for them. So always like a shrub with palms, okay? Every 10 meters another group, right? 2 plants or so in the same hole. All right, then another 2 plants, 2 plants, 2 plants. All right, all the way down the hill in 2 different locations. All right, so they're established because you don't have hundreds of people. You just have that many people. So it's better to do a little bit at a time. Okay, and then you choose another location. All right, now what you have is the on the mountain, okay? So your mountain's like that, right? Your mountain like that. All right, so here is the water well, all down, whichever the water is. Okay, so you're gonna have these holes not straight. You come here, a little bit round, you come here, a little bit round, okay? And then finish right there, the slope of this mountain. All right, so every 10 meters, one gonna be here, one here, one here, one here, right? Something like that. You already make a little shape. You don't do it straight, okay? So that hose, how that hose gonna stay on place? All right, so in one tree goes to the right side, the other tree goes to the left, right, left, right, left. Those plants are small. They are 1 meter tall, okay? So easily you can take out the hose after and put in another path, right? For the following ones, let them establish, they're good, you know. And when more materials come, and then, you know, you can do one more this side. So you do one here, because you learn as you go. That's also why we're not doing hundreds of them at the same time. You get one mountain at a time. You know, so you do this little mountain, then maybe you're gonna do this one here. Oh, sorry. So you're doing this. You see that they stop right here, this mountain stop right here, and those other taller. So this mountain stop right here. Okay, that's the first one you're gonna take care. And then you don't do here. You jump one, and then you're gonna do here. You see, right, this one here. Okay, so that's how you're gonna do in your property. So maybe you jump one more, don't do anything, and then you're gonna do it that, right? Okay, so that's really reasonable. So you keep going, and always you're gonna have those pillars where you show your work, you know, from the first day until the end of every 5 years. You have your reports. How was it and how it is? How was it and how it is? Okay, all right. And our 10 department directors for every 5 years and not 10. Every 5 years we change. Every 5 years. Who has priority for this 10, excuse me, for this first 10 years? The elders. The elders have priority because they're not going to have, here. Every 5 years, we have a different group of 10 department directors, right? Okay. So, for people that will have the same points, if it's adults, regular adults, and elders, who gonna get the position? The elders. For 10 years, the elders have priority. Even that is just a few points difference, you know, the elders have priority. Okay, because young people they have their whole life to apply, right? People that are 40, 50, even 30, right? They have their whole life to apply. But the elders, they don't. You know, it's better for them to work now that they're young and have that opportunity instead of, 5, 10, or, 15 years ahead of time. So they always have priority. Even that is just a few points difference. Okay, so that's how you're gonna do. Quick review. You do one mountain at a time, jump. Another mountain, jump. Another mountain, area. Okay, area. Because maybe the middle there, it's land, it's not mountain. Okay? All right, and here's another mountain, So, of course, you always gonna see where's the worst erosion, what's the most needed. Are those rocky like this? This is in Namibia. Or you have moving dunes, huge moving dunes. They move with the wind. Those are the worst, right? So we're gonna have established. But if it's rocks of any type, you already know. You're gonna extract what you can and plant. All right, now let's talk about moving dunes. Those are the worst. Okay, areas with moving dunes. The first thing, oh, I think this pen finished. Oh, that's really finished. All right, let's try another pen here. Let me see if I have one. Okay, moving dune. So here's for rocks, formation of any type, right? Here, that's how you're gonna do it. You do one, going this way, you do another, right? Soon after you have to establish this first, right? Because you don't want to plant and then mess up everything. First, you do this, the stairs. Mountain, slope, retention areas, right? For the water to drip and go back to the aquifers. Okay, that's what we want, right? They go where you start, always from the bottom, going up this way. Great. All right, going up this way. Great. All right. Then you come with the trees, right? That have what? Roots going down to hold that material there, right? Okay, so not roots that grow shallow like that. You cannot have trees like that, gonna damage your wall. You have the other way. You have trees that go, the root system, I'm exaggerating of course, but you need trees that go with the roots down, okay, like that, and not like this, okay? So they won't break the retention wall you just made. So some are very good, even weeds, right? Some weeds, remember I told you, like Bermuda grass, you know, they make those shooters and grow. Those are very good because they don't stay at their place. They keep falling, looking for other areas to grow. So we need plants like that, right? They're gonna find, you know, here's their retention walls, for example, right? Okay, so they are going to walk around and look for other areas to grow. We need those, okay? All right, very good. Now, so we already talked about mountains like this. You see that they're not moving dunes. You see the difference? They're mountains. You know, some are more rocky and some are less dense. But you use the minerals and you have the road going to the main railroad or to the main highway. You gonna make that. You in charge of that property, okay, that desert village. All right, so you did that. You make your own study for all the details, not we. We're gonna give all the basic. You know, if you have this, you're gonna do that. If you have that, you're gonna do this. If you have a river, you're gonna do that. But you're gonna tell details. How are you gonna tell your details? You're gonna make your extra planning. You're gonna have it at your records book. And also where? At your YouTube account for that village. So you have everything written and printed, you know, because those are gonna become books afterwards, right? So everything neat, you know, and maybe every 6 months you get all those documents, you know, from those notebooks, cut the side, cut here, right, and bind them, you know, because for these 20 years everything gonna be really, really well made. For the city office, some of them go to the city office and some of them go to the museums for these 20 years, okay? So those are the two places, city office. When people can go to the city office? Only 2 times a year, right? Some classes go in the first semester, some classes go in the second semester. Who gonna go? I think middle school and higher. They're going to be in proper glass, you know, with little doors on the back, you know. So 1 year they see some pages, some other pages. Every 5 years they start again the notebook, and they're already gonna have the pages they're gonna open for all continents everywhere. They're gonna already know page number 1, 2, 3. Okay, all right, we're gonna have a standard for all countries. So people with clean hands, they open up these places with those glasses so people can see different books. And the city office, they just put a few exhibition on the counters and they collect them after, okay? All right, so middle school and higher, they can have this field trip once a year. They just share classes. All right, so what every village needs to know about all their details, the records book and the YouTube account with those videos. Done. Okay, at the end of the semester, you cut all the pages from those Aspire notebooks, cut it straight here, you know. You're gonna cut those lines, maybe not, right? Those lines, what we're gonna do, those holes, I mean. We're gonna let you know afterwards, okay? All right, and then you're gonna bind that material really properly. Okay, so never write after these holes. Yeah, we're gonna cut the holes out. No, we leave the holes. We're gonna use for people, for the company to. We're gonna give you details after the book binding, right? They need some left over here. So you're only gonna write till here. That's what you're gonna do. That's it. Okay, the other information you're gonna never write here where I'm making this little marks. Okay, so you have those two things organized and you're done. All right, now let's talk about if you have moving dunes. They really move with the wind. So number 1, we need people to do strong prayers. That's the very first of the first. That's what you do. Second, you will have taller, the tallest palms and shrubs available. All continents gonna be sending tallest palms to you, okay? Everything. Coconut trees, royal palms, lower palms, eureka palms, anything they have, because we need a tall one and a small one to give protection for the roof, okay? All right, so let's go there, show the moving dunes and how you're gonna start, okay? Because you already, this is of course after your desert walls. In this case, you are going to have proper cement boards around because it's strong, you know, it's already there. Yeah, maybe you can have with eucalyptus and bamboo. That's not the case. All right, you already have your hotel. After the hotel, because you already have 2 meters protection against the wind. So first, you are going to learn about prayers. Second, you're gonna receive those taller palm. But before you receive, you need to prepare the land. So here, the two is prepare the land. Which land? The closest as possible to your hotel, right? The closest as possible. All right, so if your hotel is here, you're gonna do this area all around. Only, right? Okay, so here's the whole property. You're not going to the whole property. You're gonna get this area here, the closest as possible first. What that means? Let's do 20 meters all around. Make sense? Okay, so you have those palms, you have those shrubs, they start to arrive. Okay, so where you're gonna prepare your soil first. You can't do all around, right? So as soon as you start having the mulch and hay, you know, those mixture you're gonna prepare. All right, so your railroad or your highway is here, this dirt road, okay? All right, so here is that little station, right? The little railroad station or the truck station. All right, so makes sense that you're gonna do first this area here, right? Because it's easier. Pick up, drop off is already there, okay? So the tractor mixing this mulch, go, come back, go, come back, go, come back. So, you know, I don't think it makes sense for you. Yeah, makes sense. Do around. Okay, more things. So the trucks with the mulch, they're gonna be walking slowly and dropping off. You know, remember I told you about the tractors that drop off things on driveways of people, of companies. You know, they put the pebbles, you know, rocks, you know, small rocks, maybe 2 by 2, you know, those rocks, bigger rocks or small pebbles. So they drive the truck very slowly, and as they walk, you know, they don't inclinate their trunk too much. So it's right that perfect diagonal that just a little bit come as they walk. So that's how they're going to do. They are going which way? Clockwise. All right, let's show here. Clockwise. Okay. So they come from the highway. What you have to do ahead, just smooth, you know, with the tractor you have, smooth this area first, right? Okay, so you're gonna do a rectangle around your property. Okay, so you keep going, smooth. When they arrive just to drop off and leave, you know, you're checking, you're making the video, right? And you put, here's already painted, the property, so they know they're first doing the first road, right? Is exactly how much a tractor can reach. It's exactly like this. And as they drive, they're gonna drop off on that truck size. Okay, next time they come, what they're gonna do? So here's the hotel, right? The curve, they just do the best they can, right? Here. Okay, they do the best they can. All right, next time another truck gonna arrive, what they're gonna do? The second row. Make sense? All right, entirely. I'm not showing the bottom, but you understand. All right, so you start with these two. What else you need to do these two? Everything, right? So if arrive with charcoal, you put charcoal. If arrive rocks from other places, you mix, you keep mixing. Put, mix, right? Everything around this hotel, keep going, keep going. So you're not building this, they stop. You know this helicopter parking lot here, they stop right there because we need this parking lot. Remember to build everything inside here. We're not covering or driving on the top. They make a stop right there. Okay, all right, and then they go to the next village. Okay, pick up more, you know. So you keep mixing, and then what you need water. When is the best moment to put water? I don't know, according to what you have there. What's the best? You want that mulch to water. Okay, so maybe you put 1, 2, 5, 10, 20 waters right there to mix. And you have pieces of meat. All right, so you have to do the pieces of meat first and then some soil around, you know. Or maybe that's okay, you know, because if you attract mammals, you know, because of that smell, you know, you can kill them, right? In the morning, you're going to look around if any animal. So you're going to figure all these details yourself. You're in charge for the details, okay? All right, next morning, you have another truck bringing mulch or bringing small rocks, right, for nutrients. Okay, you drop them off. all right? And mulch again. So every lane for regular places gonna have 100 trucks of mulch. Here, this regular villages I show you before, this type, you know, because it's a better place to plant, right? It's not moving dunes right there. So they need enough. First gonna come the mulch gonna come ready to you. After, you're gonna have the machines. So for example, every even day, the shredding, the machines that shred logs into mulch gonna be what? Gonna be for they're gonna make themselves, so they share. Every even day, go to even villages. Every odd day, go to odd villages. Make sense? Okay, very good. Also drop off in the future for ocean mammals that their pieces, they're gonna be grinded, right? Even days, drop off to even villages. Odd days, they're gonna drop off to odd villages. This way, we know what we are doing, who getting what, in a good pace, you know. Very good, right? And okay, so the first trucks, I don't know how many, but that's how much you're gonna put in this type of system. Every lane, you know, like a property, 2 lanes gonna have 100 trucks. And the double gonna be for moving dunes. The double. So if it's 100 established for that, we're gonna have 200 trucks on this other type of village, okay? And the tallest plants, as soon as you prepare the soil, just this first lane, that's fine, or even first 2 lanes, you know, at the truck's size lanes, okay? All right, you want to prepare this first one really well, the best as possible. If you have crumble mammals of any type from the wild, from the land or from the ocean, you crumble them up, or they came ready, okay? They drop off the pieces and then your own truck gonna be moving, right? Okay, so you also can share trucks, tractors, you know, so the mixing truck can be different than the planting truck. So even days, odd days, they share with each other. So we don't need millions of tractors. All right? Okay, very good. And the first one you have to remember, we are doing every 20, right? We're doing first the number 1, always the number 1, and then every 20 villages. Okay, we want them to be ready for this first until December 2023. That's our year 1. Okay, after that, we're gonna make everything between the 10 and then the others. All right, very good. So you prepare everything and then you have that limit line day. Okay, finished, done. All right, the palms are already scheduled. They're gonna tell you. We already got 100 palms for each property. So they get ready. They need 100 holes, right? The palms gonna come with wrapped, you know, wrapped with this, you know, this type of fabric that the water can drain. I forgot, sisal, I think, right? They come, they are wrapped, they have a rope here, strings, thick strings. All right, so they plant, and then they just, after planting, they release this string, you know, so gonna be a little open the top. But to transfer, this string is tight, but won't hurt because it's thick. It's like a thin rope, like about 1 centimeter thick, okay? Very good. That's how the palm's gonna arrive. We're gonna put them right there because with the time, this fabric gonna decompose, but their dirt is there. All right, now you prepare the main soil and you're gonna make the holes. How are you gonna make the holes? The holes, for palms, I think, for everything, it's about 2 meters, right? Because it's palms, right? So I think they need, yeah. I don't think 1 by 1 is good. Yeah, not good. We need 2 by 2. All right? Okay. So all the surrounding is good. For what? For the flowers you're going to plant, for small things, right? So you need to do this first. All right. After that, you're going to do the holes already prepared. All right. So you're going to plant 1 pound, 1 tall pound, and 1 something else. Right there, the same hole. And where you're going to put the second smaller ones? Against the worst sun to protect this bark. All right? Very good, makes sense? So you need to prepare the soil very good. How are you going to prepare that? All right, you're going to grind your own mulch, right? You're going to grind, going to come trucks of logs. So you have teams doing different things. All right, so you prepare all this dirt here, right? So probably it's all sand, loosened sand. So you put that plywood here, you put that plywood there, and you keep digging, right? So you have a good structure. So here you're gonna put mulch, dirt, mulch, dirt. You can prepare this thing here really well, right? Great. So you did this first part, you're almost ready. So dirt, road, water, right? And mix with soil, good soil that arrive. I can't find my green. Okay, so you're doing really great. Here it is, right? You prepare all this part. The palms are coming. All right, how many holes you gonna have? If it's 100 palms, you need 100 holes, right? Really well made, but probably gonna have just 20 at the time, right? And then they share with everyone. More 20, share with everyone, so people will have time to do all these things. Okay, so you already put your best dirt. You already put some animal crumble there, land mammal or ocean fish or ocean mammal, whichever it is. They come in those carts, okay? They come on those carts. Great. All right. So you just drop them off. They're already in pieces, small pieces, 5 by 5, 10 by 10. You just mix and put them there. No problem. If you see a panther or something, of course, you always have to inspect, right? Check the cameras. All the property, the whole hotel gonna have cameras. Looking everything. You check the cameras. No panther, no lion, and no giraffes, no elephants, because some of them might not come for the scent, might just passing by, is their route. Whichever it is, you always check before you open that hotel gate. Of course, you have to check what's going on outside. Okay. All right, very good. But you also prepare. If it's vulture, you kill them. You don't want vulture there. You kill, you crumble them up as well, and you put them in the dirt. All right, so what's in here? Quick review. What's in here? You have crumble up animals from the wild. You have good dirt. You have good minerals. You have charcoal, whichever it is, right? Okay, because palm also need, to have a good aeration and, all right. When you finish planting this palm, this big palm, and this small shrub or small palm, right? They need to be reasonable. This I made a little too tall to protect, okay? Then we plant and water the whole day. Water. And then you're gonna slide this plywood out. How you gonna do it? They have 2 holes. Remember that plywood? Can be even the same plywood. You share with your neighbors, you share with yourself, right? Okay. Or some plywood just for planting those palms, because you are in an area with moving dunes. Okay. So all the soil is really soft. You can't do much about. All right. And then you slide like that. Remember I show you? On the other video, all right, you slide and entirely take them out. If it's too high, of course, right, because this is 2 meters down, you get that hook that has a top like that, you know, to hold these little holes. It's a little holes on the plywood, and you finally take it out. All right, and make 20 more holes. Okay, so you're gonna make like boxes, you know, like boxes, but you're gonna be individual, four individual plywood with the hole and a hose, a rope. So you can start with your hand and you keep going afterwards with a little stick, a wooden stick, lightweight stick. All right, very good. Now the other thing I didn't say is that some, just remember here, some hand tools, the long ones, they can be lightweight because they don't matter, right? But some, they need to be a little more heavy so they will do the work is needed. We're gonna tell you which one is needed. So you volunteers, please already help us to have both of them, when they can be lightweight and when they need to be heavyweight for them to work, right? For digging, other things. All right, so you already finished. So now it's your work what? It's mandatory for you to check this and water them every single day. Even that's rainy at night, doesn't matter, all right? We're gonna tell you what is the limit time. So maybe for, you need to water them every day for what? Maybe 2 months, 4 months. We're gonna let you know afterwards for each type of plant. But you take care of them and don't worry, they won't break down. We're also gonna tell you how much meat you're gonna mix in those 2 by 2. We're gonna tell you everything. For the rest, make good sense, right? You mix some mulch, some soil, according to what you receive. But for meat, we're gonna tell you, we don't want too much, we don't want too little. Because some plants, they use more bacteria. Some others, they don't. That's why palm trees is on the desert, not deserts, but by the beach, right? Because they don't require much bacteria. But we remember we need other plants, other shrubs right here planted with it. Okay, or those that grow fast, or those that are already gonna come 1 meter tall, 2 meters tall, and maybe this is already 2 meters tall. Okay, all right, and you're gonna put the tallest one with the tallest companion plant. Make sense? Very good. All right, so let's keep moving and talk a little bit here. Okay, so you already got, that is still for moving dunes. Counties, here, counties with moving dunes. All right, okay, so what they have, they are already there, right? Counties with moving dunes. So around, here's the hotel, right? Okay, so the first thing what you're gonna do, because afterwards, why I'm doing the first around and then keep going? Because the tractor is not going to go, we already have plants there, right? Okay, so how are you gonna plant those first 20 pounds you're gonna get? All right, according to, so here's the limit line, right? Okay, what is reasonable for you? You know, because maybe already have irrigation this side. So you're gonna plant this side. Maybe already have irrigation all around with a hose, a dripping hose. So whichever it is. We know that here's the gate, always towards east. Even for, even for Asia. You know, Asia, the lines go like that, but it's still Asia as well, okay? All deserts, the gate gonna be facing east, all right? Because it's a good standard, so we know how to build everything else around there, all right? Okay, very good. So, you already know So where you have, because maybe you have, first to start, of course, you have one water well installed at all properties, right? One water well, okay? And then the team come back and do the second water well for all properties, right? Makes sense? So we have many properties. And then the team come back again after 1, 2 months, whichever, and do the third for all properties. Okay? That's how we're gonna, and then finally, maybe after 6 months or 8 months, we do the last one. I did inside here, but that is inside the county. Okay? It's not the hotel. All right. Now let's talk about the hotel again. So we have the hotel, right? So you're going to see, according to a reality, where you're going to plant these 20 pounds. It's okay if it's just one area. 20 pounds here, all right? That's okay. You know, if your irrigation is here, that seems the most reasonable. Or you can do L shape. You need irrigation. That's the most basic. You need irrigation, okay? And as soon as the tractor pass, you know, stop right there, you need to irrigate. So the mulch, the hay, start to break down, right? First to break down is the hay, right? Straw, you know, so you're gonna get hay, you're gonna get straw, you're gonna get rice peelings, you're gonna get pea or beans, how you call pods, crumble up together, right? So you're gonna get different things. Sometimes they're gonna come ready. Sometimes they don't. You have to. The hay and straw, they're gonna come in bales. You have to untie them and with your own hand and wheelbarrows or carts, distribute them. And then what will happen? Your tractor, your small tractor, you know these lawn machines? Lawn machines that people sit on it and some stand up. That's what we're gonna have. They go and mix, all right, and put the straw. They go and mix, and then put minerals, you know, dirt that came. All right, they go and mix. They aerate the soil. They keep going. How many times you're gonna figure out, right? But they have to do. It's more or less 1 meter deep. That's what hopefully you're doing, okay? So you prepare that because soon we're gonna plant other trees and flowers and bushes and shrubs, okay? So bushes are the small ones. Shrubs are the taller ones, okay? If you don't know, that's how it is for people that are learning more English. Okay, so the pods, dry pods, they already took the lentils of it, right? Okay, so you're gonna crumble them up, right? You know, so the farm is gonna process them because make no sense for people in the middle of the desert to do this job, right? That is rude. That is nonsense. People that gonna take care of those are people that are already in cities, use proper machines that they already have anyways. We're gonna use all those machines for 20 years, okay? So we're not wasting time to do things that make no sense. People in the middle of the desert, so they're gonna do what's really needed there. Okay, so you mix everything you have, and then you figure out where those holes gonna be for these 20 pounds. All right, so you already did that first row. The next row, what you're gonna do? All right, so maybe you're gonna get more 20 pounds. Maybe you're already gonna get some tree flowers, 20 meters tall, right? Okay, because you're learning with the palms first and give some shade here and there, all right. And then comes the second row, all right? Because we can't have trees too close to the limit line, right? The hotel. That's why also we need palms, because they don't disturb the walls, right? Okay, so the following 20 trees. Okay, so you're gonna plant one here, right? You're gonna figure out the holes. All right. After 2 lanes, tractor lanes, and then you can start putting the trees. Okay? But then they're not, a few here and there, yes. So I think you do about maybe 2 or 4. So will be one here, one there, right? Because in the middle there are paths, right? Paths, okay? And details you're gonna create. You who? The 10 department directors gonna talk to the person in charge of the native plants, the reforestation, okay? That every village gonna have a different color, okay? They're gonna have a different color of their main, the native plants, different color. I'm not talking about the food. Food, we're gonna do everything that grows in the desert. That's the main thing, right? Different variety. But for the every desert village gonna have one color for the native plants, the biome. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, every 5 repeat. Okay, all right. Basically, is that. So at the end, your structure, gonna have about. So we're gonna have the first is palm, right? The first truck length. The second one is palm again, palm shrubs, right? And then we're gonna start cleaning the shrubs. The shrubs need to have a clear bottom, so for us to see through, no snakes, nothing. They cannot be 2 meters. I think that's what we say, right? 2 meters, no. Let's do 4 meters. So I'm so sorry, 4 meters. For the first palms, and 8 and 10 meters for the trees, because we're gonna be there 20 years, so 10 meters away from the wall for the trees, and 4 meters for palms, okay? 4 palms, make sense? Okay, so let's do that. 4 meters from that hotel walls, 4 meters distance to start the palm, to start, okay? And 10 meters far to start the trees. Very good, okay? All right, because then in 20 years, right? And of course, those first trees need to be trees that grow more down and not aerated trees, okay? So the people in charge gonna figure that out. All right, now let's go very quick for the talk about the main property. So the main property, it's a square, 5 by 5, right? 5 square kilometers. Okay, so here is the hotel. Here's the food right in front, a little bigger, longer. Okay, so in here you have your irrigation system, right? Irrigation system. All right, so here is the limit line with the next property. So you're not planting palms here. No palms, no trees, okay? It's already the limit line because it's easy to do the flags here according to that wall built right there. So the first people that will be coming, that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna do these two, only these 2 limit lines. And the other teams do the back because they do this quick and keep going on the railroad or the highway, I'm gonna call highway, dirt highway, that's fine. It's a major thing, right? Okay, so that first team gonna calculate only these 2 lines here, and they keep going for all the following villages, right? They just put these 2 posts, done. They keep going. Other teams gonna do the back, because of course it's gonna take much longer. They have to walk, not walk. They go on those jeeps, right? This jeeps or pickup trucks, whichever is possible, and they're gonna figure out this with this, right? Using those machines, so they will know that this distance is the same, so they're straight, okay? And then from this, they're gonna calculate these 2 pillars, 4 pillars here, okay? But this very first one, the main thing is just to calculate the entire row until the center of the Sahara, or whichever it is, right, that we're talking about. And also this team going this way, right? Until they finish here this line. Okay? All right, so I said, here's already an improvement. You're gonna do a round, right, around your truck. So that's okay. You can do some palms already for your neighbors because you're already there and you have irrigation, you know. So you're gonna be doing this part of your neighbors just with a very few palms there, right? 2 or 4. Let's do 4, okay? 4 palms there as a limit line. So you already do far away from the limit, but in reality you're helping already your neighbors. But because you have irrigation there, and your neighbor's gonna know where's the end. They're gonna see already the palms growing, right? Hopefully already 2 meters tall. Okay, so we can plant, oh, this is our area here to plant until those palms. But you're gonna irrigate them for maybe 1-2 years, right? Because you have water right there, close to your property. Okay, agreement done. You're gonna put 4 palms with 4 shrubs, right, for other company plants, whichever arrive to you, okay? Eureka palms or whichever it is. Okay, very good. So it is good for people to know where those palms and anybody, because you're not going to have a bunch of other things as a wall, but that's a good know. They know the next hotel will be there one day, right? Because in the beginning we don't have anything there, right? So you keep growing and watering them until they take over, maybe a year, right? Okay, all right, because they are going to take care of their own other neighbor, right? And keep going because irrigation is right there, and here we don't have irrigation yet. We have to keep going. Okay, so that truck came the first thing because you're practicing, you don't have much water. So yes, it's true. You're gonna first do right there just a few palms, maybe 20 and maybe 20 more. Done. Okay, the next step for planting for this team that is in charge of natives, right? They're gonna keep doing sprouts inside and planting, sprouts and planting. But then they're gonna do, what's the number 1? For mulch and all the soil preparation again and the tractors mixing. Here 2, then 3, and here's 4. Everyone follows the same exact pattern. All right? Okay? And of course, for everyone that's on the other side, you know, of those deserts, you know, whichever is Asia, is this way, right? Or Africa and Australia is like that. For United States is also like that. And for the Atacama Desert, I believe that the best is because they're too skinny, right? They're too skinny. So yeah, gonna be like this as well. From airports, we start where's the airports already and make a straight line. You know, some cities, they have more airports close to each other. Some places we have none. Okay, whichever the airport is here or to the coast, that's where straight line comes, and then we make adjustment. Every desert of all continents, that's how it's gonna be. They're gonna start making these straight lines where we already have an airport, okay, or a port. If it's here, Atacama, by the beach, of course, you know where's the port. And then we make the dirt road going towards the country. So everywhere there is it's a airport here or by the beach, they make the straight line going. Make sense? Okay, and this little adjustment here, if it's, of course, if here, until they get the beach, because we need to go to the beach, right? Because eventually people are going to fish and drop off to all these villages. So they make this little bit and a long run. They make this little bit and the long run. All right? Okay, very good. All right, let's go back here. So every new mulch or things that gonna come for all deserts, being moving dunes or not, that's the order we're gonna make. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's always east and here's always north, because people we already know where they have to go, right? And if they have a mountain here, that's the problem. What they're gonna do? All right, they're gonna start doing those stepping things in a second place. That's their second target thing, right? No, sorry. If they have mountain here, they jump that because the main thing is for them to do what's easiest, to have things growing where it's already flat, okay? That's okay. So the standard for us to do 1, 2, 3, 4, if everything is flat. If you have mountain anywhere, or maybe even in 2 different places, right? Okay, so you're gonna do 1, 2, and then you take care of the rest, unless it's a danger location. If it's danger with large, huge amount of water, and then of course this is gonna be 1 and this is gonna be 2, not here. Make sense? But if it's flat, you use this pattern. All right? If it's mountains with a problem, hazard, and then you're gonna explain. We, the Department Director of Natives, are not doing this pattern because we have mountains with monsoons, right? With huge amount of water from rain or from snow melting. We're gonna explain what it is, all right? So because you can search online that area, what happens on that area. And of course, you're gonna target first the areas with hazard, okay? And as soon as inside you have your food and you have some food arriving, you're fine. You're gonna focus on the hazard first, okay? The hazard first. Make sense? If it's dunes, moving dunes or not, okay? The hazards first. All right. Yeah. If it's moving dunes, you're gonna protect first is the highway. Yes, first you protect the highway or the railroad. If it's moving dunes, you're gonna protect both sides. That's your main objective, both sides. So your first water well gonna be 1 hose here and 1 hose there, and under the street, you know, you're gonna dig. When you're gonna dig? Saturday and Sunday, safe. Nobody gonna be dropping off on Saturday and Sunday. No trucks, no trains, right? If we need something, but we don't need food, we don't need meat. Everyone needs to plant food on Saturday and rest. And Sunday, they rest a half day. They need to go to church, and the other half day, they go out. It's a family time. You know, they go to the pool. They don't have another place to go. For the first year, they don't go anywhere. You know, everybody's just doing their best. They pretend right there, oh, let's go to the restaurant. And the restaurant will be their cafeteria until they build another, you know, another structure. Let's go to the restaurant. Yes, and you will make it happen. Let's go to the pool, and they go to the pool, okay? All right. So, if you have moving dunes, you're not doing by the mountains, you know, because your main hazard is moving dunes. If you have both, you have mountains, you know, but here, let's say, here's your reality, because I'm giving different details just for volunteers helping me to give the most basic of basic. That's what we're doing. Let's say here's your property, right? So you have stable mountain range here. But everything else you have moving dunes on that, this area. So what you're going to do first? If you have two hazards, you have monsoons, large amount of waters coming this way, but you also have moving dunes here, and you have to protect the highway, dirt highway, right? Or the railroad. Okay. If it's highway, you don't have to concern too much, because trucks or jeeps, they can still, or tractors, if they have some, they can still go there, right? But if you have monsoons, you can't build the hotel right there on a monsoon. Okay? Yeah, if you already know that, right? So you're gonna make a study on those locations. So yeah, if you have moving dunes or monsoons, you can figure out another location for this first hotel village. So that's the only exception. All right, how are you gonna do that? Make a study ahead of time, because family is gonna be signing up, right, for different numbers, okay? And they're gonna study about the area. They get online and they look and they research and they study. That's how it's gonna be, okay? How people get to a place like that? They look online, they study, they go on satellite imagery and check for information. They go to academic Google. They call cities close by, cities, universities, schools. They call them and ask, because we are going to be exactly like this, starting things in the middle of nowhere. All right, so we're going to do the best you can, right? And you always put the first trailers you're going to leave, you put them against each other with a small space here. So if dunes come, they can either cover the trailer this side, but then you have this space where the trailers, the living trailers, going to have their doors and windows to each other. So 2 trailers here, 2 trailers there, if you don't know where the wind's coming from. So if the dunes move this way, can either cover all this part, right? You're going to hear noises, you're going to get dark, right? Okay, but then you're safe, because you'll be maybe 5 meters difference. And you can put even panels on the top, right? Okay, the next day is what? Day to remove the dirt. Remove all this, right? With what? Tractors, right? Okay, so here it is, your 4 families, right there, your first starting families. Okay, and yeah, and maybe here is the hotel build, the structure. And if you have moving dunes, yes, we're gonna have plaques of cement because it's easier. They put it there and it's done. Okay? All right, that's what we're gonna do. So that's decided. For places where we have what? Moving dunes, we are going to have concrete or cement, right? Concrete or cement ready wall boards. Okay, ready one. They put the pillars and they just slide them. Those that is used everywhere, and here's the gate. Okay, because then in one day they can do that. They finish maybe 2 trucks, one with all the pillars, one with all the panels. They measure that property, right? They already know where it is, done. Okay, and then the families are ready to occupy that place. We can't leave it alone, right? So as soon as they have those trailers for families, they're already gonna have some food, right? The other one have water. All of them, I guess, have water, okay? But they're gonna place them, they are driving trailers, how you call? Buses, living buses. They're buses. So they cover up their tire, right? They cover up their tire, and they're gonna put those buses, right? So let's say here's the front of the buses, right? Okay, next day, if happen, right? Because we're gonna have already the property built before any family can stay. But if happen, it's just a little bit. Here, where the wind come this way, the dunes gonna cover here, these 2 meters, right? We are not doing more than 2. That's already decided. So if some past that 2 meters gonna cover you up, so you already figure out. You're gonna make a study where the wind is coming from, right? You put those trucks very close to each other. In the morning, as soon as you clear some area here if needed, you move the buses, right? You move them and put them here, right? So you can clean up this area with tractors, small tractors. So that's another thing. If you are in a location with moving dunes, so number 1, you have the concrete boards already drop off. What's the number 2? You have a tractor on site. A tractor that scoop, drop off, okay? And what you're gonna have? Tall buses for living. I don't know how they call now. Tall buses for 4 first families. Okay? All right. Who is in this first families? 15 years old and older. You know, the families with 8 years old gonna come only after 6 months. All right? Okay? So in the meanwhile, they're gonna keep doing the apartments, the plumbing, electrician, you know, they're gonna keep completing, planting more food, being better organized, the greenhouses, everything else we already said. So they have tall buses, not those shallow ones. Shallow ones will work fine for a place like this that you know there might be dust, wind, but never moving dunes. You see, it's very different. So shallow living trailers, you know, those living trailers can go to these locations, and moving dunes, they will have for sure tall buses, living buses, okay? And some of them have even 2 stairs, right? 2 floors, right? It's like travel buses. You know those travel buses that they have people sit here? Oh, sorry. So the driver is always on the bottom, right? But they have people sitting on the top, and they also have people sitting on the bottom. You know those buses? You know, some are urban buses, some are travel buses. Okay, we have those buses. So gonna be like that. We need tall buses. All right. So some people gonna sleep here, such as the teens, and on the bottom gonna have 2 rooms, right? For the couple and the elders. And here's the door. So the parents always will be sure they're right there by the door. The teens no go nowhere in the middle of the night to talk to other teens, do anything else, right? Okay? Very good. Until the proper apartments are done, and then they are going to have place to make love with the other teens, but never inside the family bus. Okay, they just wait. All right? Okay, they might wait 2 months or so until more apartments are ready. And then they don't need this bus anymore. Where those buses gonna go? To the next villages on the same area of moving dunes. Those tall buses, you know, as soon as that place already have their apartments, their basic structure, they don't need those buses anymore, right? They're well organized, they have that gate, they don't have snakes, they don't have scorpions, fine. Okay, so every 20 villages, right, first, they're done. Okay, they get those buses and give to the next families doing them, okay? Very good. All right, so the number 4, they send the buses, right, to the next to the next villages. Hotel, villages. All right. Okay, my friends. So here we are. Here's Goiana Ferreira from Florida. Let's get ready. Let's get organized and do this beautiful work. All right. Here we are. The other thing that we can do is this. We can do that as well. And we also gonna have the cover, make the beds, when people do those things in desert, long beds with plastic. Yes, we're gonna use, no problem, okay? No problem. As soon as they are, to start with, they need to be transparent, right? But they can be black as well. As soon as they have, here, if they have one area, one garden, one bed that's black, and then comes the sand, and then black, and then the sand, because black is easier to make. The plastic's from petroleum, so the process to make black plastic is easier. That's okay, but on the center is pure sand, white. Oh, sorry. So here, if they have black plastic for 10, 20 meters, that's fine, 20, 40 meters, but then they have 1 meter, right? Here, 1 meter wide of black, and then they have 1 meter of sand, walking sand, and then 1 meter black cover, and 1 meter walking sand. That's okay. Why? Because if we see any snake or anything, we're gonna observe what? People always gonna be making noises, looking, right? That's fine. They walk on the sand, and if they see something, they're gonna pay attention, right? Okay? Because the black is not good because they retain even more heat. No, we need the transparent. We need transparent. Yeah, because maybe black we can use afterwards, but for now we're gonna use those transparent thick plastic because they can be reused over and over and over. People roll them in a piece of bamboo that's lightweight, so when they're done they need to remodel the whole thing. They just roll the plastic all around this way, and then they prepare, remodel those gardens, pass the tractor, keep going, pass the tractor, and then whichever, maybe twice a year or so, and then they unroll those same exact plastic back. We need thick ones because they will last much longer. We are already doing anyways, right? And they will last longer, and also for breaking down, but also for the evaporation. They will keep more water, right? Okay, very good, my friends. What else we have to do? So here, for street, forgot now, people walk, forgot. People that walk on the street, how they call, doing presentations. We're gonna go and then they come back. So school's gonna do that. So they walk for 1 hour, come back for 1 hour, done. So here's counties all over the planet, right? So we have a school here, another here. All right, they're gonna do in large streets, avenues, right? So the school, only middle and high school, they go for 1 hour, come back for 1 hour. Some parents and teachers gonna be with them all the way, follow them. Parents with, their own students there. They're parents of their own sons and daughters. All right, and other people just keep observing on the sides of the avenue. So that's exactly like that. They go 1 hour, they come back 1 hour walking. They're back to the place they live close by, that is right there by their school. And every school gonna do that. Some gonna do north, south, some gonna do west and east, right? They go, come back to where? close to their school because that's where they live. Everyone gonna live about 1 kilometer away. They're gonna be during the daytime, gonna be fun with many flags and things. You know, some flags, you know, special flags and movement, or like, you know, those sticks that they flip, you know, they have ribbons and they flip all around in different ways. So we can share, you know, different colors and share with the following county. So for example, the whole county gonna do blue that party. You know, we do two a year, I think is plenty, right? Maybe we can do exactly 1 month after the festival, you know. So we'll be, how they call? I forgot now, I'm so sorry. Exactly, because then they have their party. Next week they have their county party. The following week is the parks. And then the 4th week is those street, middle, and high school only. Nice, right? Okay, all right. So parents that do not have younger kids, of course, walk with them sideways all around. They have special clothes and special little things and flags that they can share, right? Flags written peace and love, or, you know, it's a new humanity, little sentences. And then that set of uniform, of color ribbons and clothes, right? They share with the next county. You know, I think that would be really nice. So some, it's mostly yellows, and other, mostly red, the other one. And then until repeat again, you know, already 2 years pass. Very good. Here we are. Let's keep ready. We see you soon. Take care. So we are not doing that in bare land like this because they are under greenhouse. You see there? We are not doing this in bare land. We do 1 meter, as I told you, and cover with plastic. All right? Like other people do. And how you going to keep them? Every 5 meters, you put a brick there. You know, if it's placed with every 5 meters, you put a regular brick, you know, don't need that very heavy brick. No, the very small brick that is 10 by 20, you know, this clay brick to keep the plastic in place, right? And people walk on the sand, okay? All right, we're gonna have big structures like that, you know, that I think is a net. I'm even not sure if it's a net or a real plastic. But afterwards, let's click another picture. You see? I can't see if that's real transparent plastic or a net that the water comes. Okay? But we can't have those where moving sand is, right? Everything gonna be making triangle in places that they have dust, like China, Beijing, you know. We need roofs that are really like that, you know, so we can wash them. Comes dust, we wash. Comes sand, we wash, you know, to keep them clean and never heavy, right? So, and with time, everything gonna be okay. People gonna do prayers for the wind, even the same way. They 9 to 10, they pray for no wind. People get up in the morning, 4 or 5, 4 to 5 or 5 to 6, they pray for the daytime to have good, calm, no winds. Just, you know, pray for nature, pray for God, right? And yeah, the same way we do for rain, we're gonna do for no wind of any type. You know, inside the hotel property, you're gonna have fans. Because that's different than when we're gonna be at the beach one day. The beach on a day, we pray for fresh wind, you know, not storms, nothing huge, because they break down too much the buildings, right? Soft. But here at the deserts, we're gonna pray for never wind. Wind only to bring clouds for rain. Make sense? And the rain itself gonna help against moving dunes, because you're gonna pray for the rain to come down, right? Okay, so when you pray for the wind, That's how it is. You just think what's obvious. You just evaluate your situation. You're the part of the team. You're signing up for that, right? Okay. So you're going to pray for the clouds to come. Always clockwise so they will never bang with each other, right? So you won't have lightning. Okay, you can't have clouds coming this way and other clouds come. That's how lightning happen. Okay, this you already know. What else you gonna do? All right, so you need clouds for the rain. If you pray for low winds, they're gonna be touching the dunes. You need to pray for high winds and high clouds. And then the clouds come down with the rain. But until you bring those clouds, you pray this way, right? You bring them high. So you have to see how high are the dunes in your area or mountains for you to bring the wind much higher, right here. You bring the clouds much higher, not here. Make sense? So how high is these dunes or mountains? 500 meters above sea level, or 1,000? How high? Because some are huge. If you look at the pictures, some deserts are bad. They're not easy. All right. So that's the first. You're going to study about them. It's like for gardening. You know, you have seeds to plant. You're going to learn. You go online and learn. Okay, some seeds need this. Some other seeds need that, right? Some seeds you plant straight on the floor. They go fine. Some other ones is better put on small pots, transplant, and then they go on the ground, right? Okay, so quick review. First, you study how high your mountains or dunes are. Then you're going to pray with the wind coming much above that. Bringing clouds first. First, you just have to bring the clouds and keep right there to your property. The clouds are there. You feel them there. All right. Come down, clouds. And then they rain. You know, they rain. They let go the drops of water. All right? Okay. So that's how you're going to do. The other thing, when you do your prayer clockwise, you can't bring empty clouds. You need to bring clouds that has water in it. Where that water going to come from? How are you going to form those clouds? You have to figure out where they're going to have. Where's big rivers, or where is a patch of green? Where that water, evaporating water, is coming from? From the ocean, where? So you're going to study. It's like homework. You sign up. That's also a working team. It's, you know, you're going to work. And then you're going to make your YouTube videos telling what your research. And everyone on that village going to be praying according to your research. Who going to do this research? I guess 2 different couples, and let's see if they got to the same results afterwards. They do their study completely far from each other. Maybe they still there at the beach, right, by the hotel at the airport, taking the tests, English test and all these things. Maybe they still here at the supporting cities, but already learning about the village they're going to be at. Right? Okay, so maybe they're ready. Of course, they're already established where they're going to go. And maybe they already have their 4 couples there doing the best they can, or maybe not. Maybe they are the 4 couples themselves going, right? But one thing at a time, you're going to see what's priority, right? So let's say this first 4 couples, priority is to just be there. The following couples gonna have studied all these details needed, right, according to the area, right? And these 4 couples that are ready, they're gonna send pictures of the area, always with the background or something, or the pillars showing which number they are. you know. So you have here your hotel limit, right? So people already help you to build everything here in clay, in dirt, or cement, or concrete boards, whichever it is. But you already have your wall, and you already have your 4 big pillars with a flag on the top, right? Okay, so these 4 families in those tall buses or short trailers, they're gonna walk and take pictures, right? So, you know, oh, nobody's dropping off, nobody's picking up. Okay, let's go, quick, take pictures here, here, here. All right, oh, today we can't, we have many drop-offs, you know, or we have many people doing what? The basic plumbing, or apartment building, or restaurant building, or, you know, whichever it is, or trays for planting, okay? So whichever it is, you're gonna be informed, right? You're gonna be informed. So when you will be delivered, you know, those first 20, every 20 villages, 20 villages. So 20, 40, 60, they are going already to have a basic schedule. All right. As those first people will be coming from the beach, they're gonna bring you printed material, you know, with any update. So you're gonna, what updates? Maybe the pound's gonna get this day, the whichever it is. You might have to keep some pounds standing, you know, at the wall, you know, for a few days. But it's okay. They're gonna, you know, maybe 2 days, 4 days, right? And if you didn't have the mulch already around your property, and you already have the palms, okay, you're not waiting too much. You make those holes. It's mandatory to bring the plywood to the residents before the palm comes. They keep those palms at the supporting cities. Yeah, it's forbidden to keep palms without planting. So they need to bring the basic mulch, even if you don't have for the entire surrounding of that hotel, you need at least enough mulch and good soil, right? Good soil because you're going to mix with the local soil. Remember, you're going to mix. So the middle is good soil, and then here you're going to mix. Remember that the video I made a long time ago? All right, so you're not going to wait. Maybe the mulch is taking longer, but you go ahead and do those 20 holes, or maybe just 10 holes, whichever it's planned for that location. All right, the drivers coming, you know, they're gonna be some printed materials with update, or for the next week, or whichever, you know, whichever arrives at the airport, and then the airport gonna sign, the 10 departments of the airport gonna sign. We already got food. Okay, so tomorrow you're gonna get food, this, and that, you know, because they already have the plants. All the plants gonna be watered, and all the airports gonna be places for people to check if they need one watering before they go, or they still moist, because some just came from close by, or they have more mulch on the top, right? A material on the top of those trays with those little plants, 10 centimeter tall, 20 centimeter tall, right? Okay, so the airports gonna have places that they check. Okay, those plants need to go here to water again. Those are the plants are fine, they go here. They're gonna drop off tomorrow with those trucks. Trucks go, come back, go, come back, go, come back, go, come back, right? Every morning they go, every end of the day they come back. When they come back, they already drop off dirt and rocks from places that gonna be, so they never really come back by themselves, right? They already bring something back from those other villages, as they're gonna extract them. Tractors gonna be taking them out and put on those trucks, right? So they already come back dropping off something in the afternoon. So every morning they go, every afternoon they come back. And they just stay lunchtime, whichever they are. Okay, so 1 hour lunchtime or 2 hours if that is needed. But nobody drive during lunchtime. That's 1 whole hour, 2 whole hours. This way gonna be really good. Everyone knows, all right? And the same tractors gonna be filling up trucks, right, with rocks. So they come back. All right, as they come back to the airport, so which truck's gonna be loaded first? All right, so let's talk about here. They have their, so village 20, village 40, village 60, right? This and village 1. Okay, and here's the airport, right? Okay, it might go round, 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 but then it's mandatory to go straight, right? Unless it's a mountain or river, right? They do the best they can. Okay, all right. Yeah, if they do the river, I don't know what we're gonna do because we have to eventually use boat or make a bridge. But anyways, we'll talk about in another video. All right, so these trucks that make the delivery here, right, and maybe here, or up to 60. Let's talk about here, 60, and this is 100, all right? So the trucks that came till here, of course, they're gonna arrive back at the airport first. They're gonna be empty. You know, at lunchtime, they are here. And some, they already go fast here to start their first drop off at the village 60. Makes sense? Whichever they have. All right? So, whichever they have, they don't stop here, 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 here. They're going to start at the 60 or the 100. All right? Dropping off there. Okay? And maybe we have other trucks that go straight until the village 200. You see? They don't stop here, 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 here. They just keep going. This is one truck after another. They keep going. Okay? All right. And then they start at the village 200. And other trucks, everyone gonna use the same road. They just drive slowly so they don't make dust for trucks right behind them. And the very first truck and some in between gonna be dropping off water, and that dirt road gonna be compacting and avoid dust for people and for the plants they're gonna be carrying. So these other trucks gonna start their delivery on the number 400. Make sense? Very good. How they gonna drop off? All right. So let's say a few words here. Okay, so some, they drop off materials, some trucks. I don't know much how to make truck, but anyways, look good. And with the door here, right, the window here, the driver, then the spouse. Okay, some are closed, right? Why? Because they carry items that cannot be, oh, what time is it? 11:29 p.m. June 1st, 2023. Here's Goiana Ferreira from Florida. We see you soon. Let's get ready. All right. Okay, so some trucks are closed. They are bringing small plants. They are bringing shrubs, everything that's possible go in small trucks. They are protected by dust, by sun, and they have even a little air conditioning here, because you have to remember, and this air conditioning, it's shared for this and for the driver and spouse. Okay? All right, very good. They have materials. So one is carrying electric items, the other plumbing, the other for water wells, right? Whichever it is. The other one is those concrete boards for places that have moving dunes, right? The other one is this. All right, we have a whole bunch. Okay, so when they drop off items, right? In front of them, gonna be buses, right? That drop off people, okay? Buses, 2-floor buses full of people. So the people gonna be waiting at these little stations, right? Railroad stations, whichever we're gonna call, right? So they're there. 5 minutes after, gonna start there. So, okay, electrician, first start with the bottom of the structure for the hotel, of course, the plumbing, right? The water well first, okay. All right. So, they drop off, right? The teams. Okay, so the electrician gonna work, for example, here. All right, so first they drop off people right in front of them. They in 5 minutes come their material. All right, they get their items right from the truck. You understand? All right. So this bus, maybe they drop off 5 people here, 5 couples here, 5 couples, 5 couples, 5 couples. All right. And then they stop, right? They stop. What are they going to be doing lunchtime? They eat, rest, or work. If they have energy, they help with someone after eating, right? And of course they need 30 minutes to eat, right? And they can cool down, or they work out because they're sitting. That's what the driver is gonna do. They already drop off everyone, so they're gonna wait right here, this last place. That is what, 11 o'clock and 11 a.m. for example, right? Their last station, they wait right there. Okay, they help. This last place, they help. They don't go anymore. They're right there. Maybe whichever number it is. All right, they help. So 1 hour they can do stretchings, or they can jog in place. You know, when you jog, the same 1 meter, square meter, they can jog because people are not going to have much shade. So you're going to jog standing at the same place. All right, so you eat in 30 minutes and jog for 30 minutes. Or you eat for 30 minutes and sleep for 30 minutes. Whichever is needed. You have 1 hour to do something. Okay? All right. Very good. You have to wait 1 p.m. 1 p.m. everyone can go back. All right. So you have this bus and you pick up. These people already finished their work. These people. You pick up your people and you bring back, right? Because people will have a whole morning, right? So here's not 11 o'clock, sorry. So here probably 2 hours you drop off everyone. If you start working at 6, so maybe at 8 or so, you know, about 8 o'clock, you stop right there. Other buses gonna go fast, right? They go fast and they're gonna start at the Village 100. Or, you know, remember I told you, the same way, buses and trucks. They go faster here, they don't stop. They pass in front of others that are stopped. And they start in bigger numbers, all right? Okay, and they keep going, right? So the first objective, oh, that I didn't say. The first objective is to finish entirely the first 100, every 20. And then here, finish entirely up to 200. We're not doing a little bit, no. Do the first 20, all of them entire here with everything they need, right? The shelves, apartment, plumbing, electrician, internet, everything. And then 200, and then 300, and then 400. Make sense? So we don't have too much traffic. And we are established with the first ones. And going to be beautiful because people passing there, you know, for those 200, they're going to already see many villages already organized with their numbers showing at this railroad station, right? Going to have a a roof, gonna have the 2 benches, gonna have a counter and a sign, 1 meter tall sign here, 1 meter tall sign here. This is all dirt, compacted dirt, right? What else they need? That's it. Very good. Okay. We see you soon. Get ready.